Hi everyone, so I've been collecting for just over a year now, so I thought I would film a little flip through of my collection just for my sake to see where I'm at, as well as if anyone else was curious. I have my collection separated into two separate binders. This green one here, as you can see by the front here, is the NCT binder. It's my biggest collection. I do collect a lot of members in this one. From this one here, my alts are winwin, haechan, and then after that would be Lucas and Jeno, and then there's a couple other members that I do collect more cards of. And then in this one here is all the other groups that I have photo cards for. They're not as well collected, I guess you could say, or thoroughly collected, but in this one it would be EXO, Monster X are the main ones, and then after that it'd go into Stray Kids, and then other girl group albums, the ones that I buy at least. Start with the NCT one here. As you can see on the front, it's not too decorated. I've been pretty indecisive for the last year as to how I want my collection. I'll probably change it with the amount of cards coming from all different types of album comebacks as well as little MDs and things like that, but this is the way it's at the moment. I've just got this We Go Up photo here, as well as this winwin Polaroid type photo booth style from a birthday cup event from last year. And then I'll just open up here again, not too much in here. The sticker book from the departure version, a taeyong photo card that you can't really see, but the way it starts off is with winwin. He is my ultimate bias from NCT. He's the reason why I started to get into NCT. Once I saw his, as you can see here, his fire truck look, I was like, yep, that's it, sold. But I start off here with just a winwin, a little photo here from the Limitless album. But going into it, winwin's photo cards for the most part album wise is complete. There's a couple things here that are missing that you can see. This here I did have coming, but unfortunately due to everything it kind of got lost in the mail. I'm waiting for the replay albums, I think that's what they're called, the reprints for the NCT albums to come through, and hopefully I'll be able to complete this here as well as the other parts that are missing in my collection further on. But once I get that, I'll be able to complete this page here. And then if you can see that one there, so yeah, this one here, and then we go same deal with this one here. This one was supposed to be the Seasons Greeting 2018 card, but unfortunately that also got lost. And the way I have my photo card collection after they introduce CC cards is I try to have the CCs here, the normal photo cards here, and then like a special card that matches either the time frame or the album itself along here, just to fill up the space, just so that I don't have any like white pages. Then it continues on the same way here, but except once we finish with the circle cards, we move on to these special cards like the yearbook and things like that. And then instead of, if it has a keynote, then I'll put the keynote in that line as well. Women's part 2 for NCT is on its way. I'm just waiting on like a few group order items to be able to do like one mass shipping. But I have completed women's photo cards for part 2 apart from the special card. I'm not trying to grab that. That is way too expensive, and it's just something that I don't think I need in my collection for it to be complete. So I'll probably just fill it with like one of the other ones from part 1, maybe as tin photo card, but I'll decide later. This one here is just the spare keynote. It's probably my favorite winwin PC, but in this one here, as you can see, yearbook collector, different wavy special cards, cash bees, things like that. And then once wavy kickback, once I get his album cards, then I'll be able to make a new page, things like that, especially with his keynotes. Even though they do look basically the same, it'll look, I guess, cohesive on a page once it's done. Next we move on to my second ultimate from NCT, which is haechan. Haechan has quite a few cards, as we all would know, so I haven't collected all of them. I don't stress too much because he is quite sought after. So what I've done is that I've started it from Cherry Bomb just because that was the easiest for me to get. Some of his earlier cards, because of them going out of print, they were way too expensive, so hopefully I can pull them in the new ones. But I try and follow the same pattern. I do have the other part. I can't remember if it's regular or irregular, but I do have that on the way. So that should hopefully finish off this set. This one here is from the Dream fan club, and then that will be able to be moved somewhere else. But I continue the what I had with winwins. Going down the line here. Again, some missing, but hopefully I'll be able to grab them later on. And then on this one here, we kind of change it up a little bit just so that they can fit in the same area, just because with Neozone, with the amount they had, I couldn't have the same pattern, so they fit on a 3-page, so I thought I'd do it that way. Then we go into the final round. For haechan part 1, his ones aren't very completed at all. I am struggling to find trades for this one just because he is so sought after, so I'll probably get that later on, but they're not a priority at the moment. His part 2, however, is a lot more complete than winwin's, just because I figured out from last time that I do need to trade a little earlier, especially for haechan. But these are all complete. I'm just waiting this on a group order, same as this one here. And then going on to this page, we have the Cashby. Then we go on to Loveholic. I've written the wrong ones. It's actually supposed to be B and C. I messed up when I made the order. But they're super cute cards either way. I'll just have to wait for them to come in the mail. And then these gaps here are for the NCT Dream comeback once that happens. But then after that, we go into Lucas. Lucas is also my Super M bias, so you'll see a couple cards from that as well. For Lucas's ones, his one isn't as complete just because his are usually a lot more expensive. So I get what I can and then trade what I can't. This one here, I do the same as what I did for haechan's beforehand, just because it fit nicer on the page. But then I go back into that one for that. Part 1, like haechan, was super hard for me to grab for Lucas, so I've got these for now, and then later on I'll be able to grab the other cards. For part 2, I think I do have these coming in a group order. I'll have to double check, but Kinos are done. The normal PCs I'm pretty sure are coming, but again, I can just trade for it later. We have the Super 1. I'm still awaiting my US Super 1 albums. I only had one come through from, I think, Amazon, but hopefully I'll be able to get the rest of the set from this one here. Then we have just other random special cards, but once I am able to grab the other ones, I'll be able to complete this page and then again start back with Kickback for wayv. Next after that is Jeno. I start from Wee Boom with Jeno, just because it's probably my favorite era for Jeno, so I thought I'd complete that one first and then go back if need be. These ones here were probably out of my collection the easiest to grab, just because they popped up in the 4 albums I did buy for Raiden, so I didn't have to do any trading or any excess buying. They were just there, which was great. I do have the special ones here, so that follows the pattern for the most part. For Jeno part 2, his one is harder to find for the departure versions, so hopefully I'll be able to find trades for it, but again, with the amount of cards and what have people bought, it'd probably be easier to find later on. For Kinos, I don't worry too much with Jeno, just because he is a little lower on the priority list. Winwin and haechan are top priority, then it goes Lucas, and then if I can, then I'll get Jeno's. And then we have the last 2 cards here for Jeno's until the next NCT Dream comeback. And then we'll be able to fill up the page a little more. And then next we have Mark Lee. Mark is a super hard member to collect for. So what I've pulled, I've kept, but I don't struggle or try and worry too much about trying to get his other cards, just because it's basically impossible. They are super cute cards, but the stress is just not worth it. Next up we have Jungwoo. He is got quite a few cards just because I do pull him the most out of any NCT member, I'd say. So his pages are a little more planned out and full, but there are some parts missing, which I need to try and get. I was supposed to get more Neozone cards from him, but I think they also got lost in the mail. So hopefully I'll be able to get it and then organize his page a little better. But then next after that we have NCT leader Taeyong. I do pull Taeyong quite a bit, which is great because he is another one that is really hard to try and find cards for, to trade for. But these are the ones I've just pulled from my albums, and then I also have a couple special cards like the Super 1 concept PC. But for the most part, when they have new Super M comebacks as well as 127 comebacks, I'll be able to try and get a couple more cards to be able to organize the pages better, but this is what I've got at the moment. Next up is Jaehyun. Same deal for Jaehyun. If I pull it, then I can keep it, but I don't struggle too much, especially because, especially this line here, he takes a good photo, but it does look very similar, but it's fine. It's a good photo. Once I finish with the member pages, I go into unit pages. I do like to try and keep a card from every NCT member. It's a little weird, but it just makes sense in my mind to have at least someone, a person's photo on the whole album. So for this one here is the wayv page. It's probably my favorite NCT unit. The songs are just more my style, as well as they've got Winwin and Lucas in the group. So for this one here, I don't have 10's PC, unfortunately. He's another one that's kind of hard to collect for. So I've got most of the members of wayv in this collection, but I have Kun at the top because he's the leader, Xiaojun next just because he is my next bias after Winwin and Lucas, and then we have Hendry and Yang, but these are all quite cute cards. Next up we have Dream as well as Chatoro and Songchan. This could be on my mark page, but because I don't have too many of this album, I have just kept it in here for now. Once I get more, then I'll be able to sort it out. I did say NCT Dream, and you'll probably notice that Jaemin and Jisung are missing. They do have their own page, which is the next page. I did collect theirs a little more, but I'm trying to stop myself from collecting more members. As you can see, there's quite a few that I have already. But going on to the next page, we have Jaemin and Jisung here. So I've got their normal PCs and Kinos up here, and then any special cards down here. And we have Jaemin here as well. We go into the 127 page next. Even though this is a haechan Dream Cashby, I don't pull haechan enough to have a double to be able to put here as well. So this is the 127 page. And then going up to this one here, this is the final round page, as that's the most albums I'd bought to be able to complete sets. Unfortunately, I don't have a taeyong card. I'll probably try and get one later, but it was kind of impossible when I was first pulling the cards. But once I grab that one, I'll be able to complete it. But I do have the postcard set completed, and that you will see later on, but this is the punch page as is at the moment. And then we have the NCT fan club box from SM. That is just this one here. I've got the signature page and then the other members' cards in their pages where need be. And then after that, as you can see here, we go into the bigger items. This one is not as complete as the other ones, just because it's the part where I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to put this in a separate binder or keep it in here. It's in here for now, but it may not stay here. In this one, so we've got Women's Limitless postcards. I could put the group one here, but I am saving it for Take Over the Moon sequels postcard. I didn't get it the first time around, so I'm hoping in the reprints I'll be able to get it this time, as you can see here. And then we have Take Over the Moon, the China sticker sheet, Limitless pictures here. Oh, Cherry Bomb, sorry. Cherry Bomb pictures here. So yeah, I still need to grab the other Win-Win postcards here. And then from here, we've got NCT 2018 postcard here. From the regular, irregular albums, I'm pretty sure. The Limitless postcards from before. And then these are from the AR set. The postcards from those. I do really like the photos on these ones here. I think the color scheme is quite nice, but I've kept Winwin and haechans on the same page just because we do lead into haechan next, so I thought it'd be an easy transition. But we've got a cherry bomb photo here, and then the punch postcard here. I pulled it twice, so I'm able to keep it here instead of as well as with the rest of the set. For this one here, we've got Lucas and Jeno's from the AR set. For the sticker sheets, we've got the Winwin one as well as the haechan and Jeno one. Lucas's one was on a different sticker sheet, which I haven't grabbed yet, but once I do, I'll be able to put it at the back or on another page with one of the arrival sticker sheets, just because it's got all of them on it anyways. And then we have some of the little pictures from the accordion style keynote for the final round. No real way of organizing it, kind of I think just what the way it was in the accordion. And then we have the punch postcard set. So yeah, we got haechan, taeyong, Yuta, jungwoo, Mark, Johnny, taeyong, jaehyun, and taeyong. And then we have the American Press postcards from part 1. Trying to get Winwin and haechans was basically impossible here. No one really got these ones in Australia, so I have Kun and Renjun's. I've just kept the ones that I grabbed just because they are quite nice photos. But then we lead into the fan club postcards. They are quite nice, quite thick. On these ones here. Again, the other ones from my album. So we have Sungchan and Youngyang. And then these ones here are the cards that I don't know what I want to do with yet. I do like the cards, but I don't know where I'm going to fit them in the rest of the binder. So this is kind of just the miscellaneous page at the moment. We have a photo card of 10, but it is from the Super M concept PC. So I'm not too sure if I want to keep it with wavy or try and keep it on a separate page. But this is the keynote page and special card. This is just another random page of ones from albums. This one didn't fit on the other page for Jaemin and Jisung. Once the NCT Dream comeback happens, then I'll be able to put that one there. So we have access and ID cards. And then we have the others from either group orders or just trading for this one here. And then we have the part 1 PCs. And then the yearbooks. Trying to figure out if I want to collect all yearbook cards or if I just want to trade to find the last one, especially Lucas's I'm still trying to find. So hopefully I'll be able to find that soon and then decide from there whether or not I want to do all 23 for the yearbooks. And this is just the last page here. I still need to decorate. But that is basically it for the NCT binder. On this one here, quite full. So I might need to change it soon with the amount of comebacks coming up. So we'll see. But that's that for that on there. And then I'll move on to the other binder.